Welcome everyone to an online multiplayer campaign battle between me and one of my good friends on Steam. I am playing as Noah, which has invaded France. My opponent is of course playing as France, as you can by no means see by the mass cavalry over to the left. I initially thought that this was gonna be a land battle, which is why I said first actually made the suggestion to fight this battle. I did not expect it to be a fort battle. Of course, upon making this suggestion to actually play the battle versus player, my opponent immediately went in a little squeamish. Cannot really replicate what he said, but a little nervous he obviously got. As you know, my avatar on YouTube is a fox, and ironically enough, this battle was fought near a pack of foxes. With nothing else to add, or say for that matter, let's have a quick look at the army composition real quick, which will be on the screen now, if it haven't been so already. And with that, let battle recommence. I would like to mention also that this battle is commanded by kings. So we have the King of Jonah and the King of France on the field. And that's exactly who we're gonna follow. The King of Jonah. From Genoa. However you now pronounce it. Either way, they have the Milanian flag. And I'm starting the battle out by sending my cavalry out in order to get a little flank attack on this exposed infantry over here. Of course, my opponent, being France, wants a cav-on-cav engagement, and so sends his cavalry all the way around in order to try and catch up with my cavalry. Getting shot by fire arrows from my towers while doing so. Either that, or he's just trying to avoid the stakes and shove whatever they call something. Seeing an easy target, I immediately ordering a charge as pole arms that are moving, and even pikemen, which I did not see back then, are quite an easy target and not that much dangerous. I also sending one cavalry unit away to hit this blob, this AI blob in the back, and realizing that my king is kinda in danger, I decide to send remaining cavalry away. Also, this giant blob is catching up, and I think for a moment there he actually thought about attacking my polearm unit, which indeed is gonna be a mistake to be made. The charge over here is absolutely successful, and had I committed for infantry, I'm quite sure it succeeded. But back to the cavalry.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat.
Being last, of course, my general is very dangerous close on, getting snagged on enemy units, and of course, something happened that has let him be snagged, and covering the retreat of his bodyguards, our general, very soon. He's gonna bite dust.
Has died at enemy hands.
Of course, at this point, I absolutely got enraged as my my general unit just wouldn't follow my orders in just running away. So of course I ordered an immediate counterattack in order to restore not only the order of the king, but of his bodyguard. And the rest of the cavalry is gonna follow their suits very soon, although they're not gonna fight to the last man, as these guys did. Okay. Didn't. Anyway. Off they go to find another lord to protect, and the fighting continues on. There's a little chase going on. Trying to save the last of my cavalry as I realized that, this was a mistake to send the cavalry out. You could probably tell that from me running around. That's the last of my knights. Pretty decent one. And instead, of course, of saving, as I have no expectation of winning this battle actually, which is why I often, of course, wish to fight it. The first place goes not for safety, but for crossbow. The crossbow unit, we did actually get off a few shots. And gonna keep on doing quite a lot of damage. Of course, back when we played this, we didn't actually see them shoot, so, we were wondering if catching a charge in the face was, of course,
broken and running for their lives.
by design, or if the man was simple pacifists. As is as the last of our cavalry, let's have a quick little Men in Black flash. Point of the battle commence. As you can see, there are nobody in front of us. That's because the French have decided to deploy to our rear and side, depending on how you look at the fort. And I'm quite sure if it hadn't been by the sticks and these things, I most likely would have been surrounded and massacred. My opponent starts his battle will start this fight by sending 3 of his melee infantry, their rebouts, however now announced that, it was obviously from the beginning, into face off against my lancieri, which is, I think, my only professional soldiers with cardboard shields. And I am quite certain that this redeployment I did real darn quick in a hurry actually saved me, as I am able to bring up reinforcements on this side real darn quick to save my archers. I am also able to bring up all of my reserves up here where obviously the battle is going to commence. I kinda wish I had the tool bars up here that I could, with my arrows and stuff like that.
They are trying to take out our general! Defend him!
My opponent managed to, well, run by my infantry, just as I managed to ride my 1 cavalry unit into his rear and managed to cause his men to buckle and waver, and eventually even break for just a moment, enough to turn the balance of fighting in my way. I'm also bringing up my pole arms in order to stabilize, as you can see,
enemy units have been rallied.
Still quite a few Frenchmen on foot, but we do manage to surround and kill off this unit, I believe. My
Broken and
archers,
I'm fleeing.
my archers are of course shooting into this melee as best as they can.
The enemy has killed our general. The men lose heart.
And at this point I had no expectations of winning this battle. I had full intent on trying to win it, but I'm just that professional. But I had no expectation
Our men
to
flee
win
the field of
now
battle.
that my king
A
is dead.
shameful display.
My opponent sends 2 cavalry units into a unit of shield wall, which of course is not the greatest idea. And as they are quickly reinforced by another unit of spearmen, and realizing his mistake, he buggers out of there real darn fast, while also sending in more men to fight in this blob. And of course I managed to luckily send another unit. I thought my own men destroyed these stakes, but turns out he did it, so bad on you. Of course we also missed a little melee over here
Men
by...
are broken and I'm fleeing.
No, actually we didn't. So it's become obvious that the battle's gonna be here, and I noticed these pikemen just as they were going in. And of course, pikemen in this game, and the previous game for that matter, can hold their own and, you know, absolutely win the fight on their own. So now I have even less expectation of winning this battle. However, despite losing their king and being fully expected to lose this, my men are fighting on. And even there's a quick little sally to deal with these 2 shaken units. Just as my last cavalry unit decides that they have had enough and are retreating or fleeing.
Enemy units have rallied
Seeing
to
the
return to
cavalry
battle.
coming my way, of course, I ordered to withdraw back to the long since destroyed states. And even since set up a reinforced reserve unit in order to halt any gains by cavalry, also sending 1 unit over to help out. The archers, of course, seeing that there's a lot bigger targets over by
The men are
the
broken and running for their lives.
west wall, depending on where you are, kinda, decides to hey, this is actually quite better targets, and start shooting there. I also sent another polearm unit that was guarding this entrance, now unguarded and probably needed to guard it, over to help out. Realizing that it takes perhaps a little more damage than it would have liked, and that this unit is holding up better than, you know, expected. The opponent sends his cavalry back, and me just managing to hold my cavalry to my captain, also my spearmen in a shield wall, and kind of sneaking in a polearm unit there as well, I thought. Fake. Of course, over here it comes down to lucky deployment of these pikemen looking the wrong way, and well, my polearms holding their own pretty much, while my archers are peppering him from the sides. The French king himself even gets a little sneaky, of course, and My buddy, of course, not being the genius he thinks he is, celebrates very loudly as I send my anti-cavalry unit in to kind of scare him off.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing!
And this will be interesting. Polearms doing absolute wonders. Gotta love polearms in this game. If it wasn't for archers, I would have used polearms all the time. The French king getting a rare charge in. And here comes the turning point of this battle. It could have been this. It probably was that for a moment. But, as I said, stakes and cavalry are not a good mix. I expected that to kind of do more damage.
Enemy units have been
So,
rallied.
quickly reinforcing the now broken front line and this giant AI blob there, kind of. I do really believe that I am going to lose now, but I am, of course, very happy when my opponent decides that this isn't a polearm unit, this is a regular spearman unit, and of course decides to run headlong into them. So, psych if you thought this was actually the turning point. My men holds absolutely valiantly, despite, King being dead. They fight on in his honor, and probably for their lives, against the now a very depleted French force, whose polearms seems to be holding up pretty well. And of course, I am just absolutely jubilant. I believe that he's very happy that I managed to absolutely ruin the French powerhouse, the cavalry. Of course, seeing this, my opponent, my AI, decides that, you know what, fuck, enough is enough. I'm leaving. And for the next 7 minutes, apparently, all we do is to sit around and waiting for him to get his units out of the way. Of course, the king leading the way. So at this point, we kind of made an agreement that I'm leaving, and I say, yep, sure, you can leave. And, well, that's exactly what he's doing for the next 6 minutes. And there we have it, our first and so far only PvP in this campaign. So, I thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and see you all next time. Maybe I kick up the stream, who knows. Farewell.
general! Protect him! Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle! Our men have given up and are running for their lives! The enemy has killed our general. The men lose heart. The men are broken and running for their lives. Thrown down their weapons and are fleeing! The men are broken and running for their lives! The enemy have rallied their units! Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display. men have given up and are running for their lives. The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.